Hey everybody, Ricky with RMars Media here, and I want to talk to you today. I'm starting up my YouTube channel again. I know I said that in the past, but I need to concentrate on it. As you can see, I have my podcast rig set up, and I've been investing a lot of my time into other people's projects, and that's why I haven't had time to create new content for you guys. And I'm really excited about it. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of work, but I think you'll get some value out of this content. That's what I tell my clients to do. Now I'm going to show them with my own content. So today, I want to talk to you guys about how I reversed my diabetes to a point where I don't need to take medicine and I control it with diet and exercise. Yes, you can do it. I did it. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of background. But first, I want to say that I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a gym guy. I am an ordinary average guy with a day job, a side job, and another side job. So nothing special here. Literally just a normal guy. And so don't take any of my advice as science. This is just what I did to reverse my diabetes and get better. And I hope that inspires you to go out and get information that will help you out without hurting yourself. Please talk to a doctor. I did. It was the best thing I ever did. So let's get started. So let's start off with the background of my situation. So I wasn't always diabetic. I'm not a type 1. I'm type 2. And I didn't find out about my diabetes until my late 20s. So I'm going to go ahead and go over how I found out. I hadn't been feeling right. I had been feeling tired all the time. I had been feeling like I was just exhausted. Also, I was having issues with my vision for a couple of years. You know, there'd be years where it seemed that I wouldn't be able to focus on something. Like something would either get in the way, like a sheet of fog and it's blurry, or I just couldn't see right. And I just thought it was my bad eyes. Every year, go to the doctor, get a new prescription. I just thought that's how it was. And so I would always have to use the restroom also. Like as soon as I drank something, boom, I had to use the restroom. Or whenever I was done working, I'd always had to run back and forth to the bathroom. And I just thought, hey, it is what it is. I'm drinking a lot of water. I work outside. I was sweating a lot. I thought that was normal. And I actually talked to a younger family member about my situation, and they brought up the fact that they had recently gotten tested for diabetes. And so, you know, I started asking some questions like, how did you find out? What were the symptoms? They had a little bit different symptoms than I did. They didn't even know except for one thing, which was, you know, how do I say this without being gross? But basically their toilet seat was sticky, very sticky, extremely sticky. So that prompted them to go seek professional help. And I think for me, I didn't have that issue. So I was like, you know what? I don't think I have diabetes, but let me go to Rite Aid, because this was like at 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I went to go to the store to buy it as soon as possible. I drove to the store and I picked up a glucosameter and I checked my blood sugar, way over 200. And I just got a cold feeling. I was so shocked. I told my wife, I have diabetes. And we both just like, what do we do? I started looking up all kinds of YouTube videos. I was just so scared because normally my family members, they get diabetes in their 40s and 50s. And me and other people in my family have gotten it in our 20s. So I was scared. You know, I already had liver issues from taking too many supplements when I was lifting weights. And so I was just like, oh crap, what do I do? So I went to the doctor and I went to go see my endocrinologist. I went to go see him and he just told me, you're fat, lose weight. And that's, you know, he told me just to take in less calories and that's the way to do it. But when you're addicted to food like I am, when you're a foodie, when you love eating, that's hard to do. It's almost impossible because every day you're looking forward to your next meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I was a buffet. Oh man, I'd just go buffet surfing. You know, I'd go buffet here. Next day I'd go here. And I thought since I was young, I wouldn't have to deal with those blood sugar issues. Well, I was wrong. So I didn't like the information I got from him. So I ended up reaching out to a good friend of mine who also is diabetic, and I remember him telling me that he went to a specialist. Shout out to Kern Endocrine Center and Dr. Dougal and Dr. Jennifer Johnson, who was my specialist. He referred me to there. I went. She had me do blood work, but she said most likely I told her my blood sugar levels because I'd been checking them daily at that point, and I'd almost got to 300. Actually, I got to 300 once, and it was very scary. And so I end up going to get my blood work done, which I'm a fainter. I hate it, but I ended up going and get my blood work done, and I find out that my A1C is like 7.6, almost 8, something along those lines. So it's very high. And so she decided to put me on what's it called? It was metformin and Synjardians, which is the prescription of Synjardy. And I don't know my dosage. I'm sorry, I don't I don't have that for you, but I ended up taking that for about a year. And when I was on that medication, I could eat normal meals and my blood sugar would be about 150, 170, ranging between those two numbers after a meal. Before a meal, it'd, be about 170 in fasting blood sugar. But as I took the medicine and I ate throughout the day, it would drop down to 150, stay around there, 140, 150. And that was daily. And whenever I would drink or have alcoholic beverages, it would jump up to 200 the next day, and it just didn't work. It controlled it, but I didn't like it. So, time goes on and a year goes by and the doctor's like, well, you need more help. You need to get on Ozempic. And so, this no knock against the medications because they are helping people. But I had a really bad reaction to Ozempic. What happened was she did give me the diet advice of not eating carbs, stay away from carbs. She explained how the medicine worked, and I thought I knew better because I've been on Synjardy for a year and I've been eating carbs just fine. So I decided to throw that advice away. So this is January of 2020. Great way to start off 2020, by the way. And so I'm taking Ozempic, which is an injectable, at low dosages, and then finally I get up to the full dosage. I want to call it a 1. I don't know if it's what size of dosage it is, but so I get to my full dosage, and I notice I'm not feeling right. I'm always queasy, nauseous, stomach cramps, and I'm still eating the same way: rice, burgers, hot dogs, nachos. Still eating like crap, and so. About 2 weeks into the full dosage, I get the worst nausea. I'm talking about nausea, sweat, cold sweats, just stomach cramping, the worst. I mean, I've had kidney stones and it felt similar to the kidney stone pain. And I had just been laying around the house all day. And finally, I hate getting sick to the stomach. And I know I don't want to get too graphic, but I'm not a vomiter. I will fight tooth and nail not to vomit. Well, it didn't work that night. It was the worst experience I've ever had, sickness, because not only was it painful, but it was so uncomfortable. I had to sleep downstairs, close to the bathroom, because it wouldn't go more than a couple hours without vomiting and being sick to my stomach and having to run to the bathroom. And it was horrible, the worst experience of my life. And so I called my doctor the next day. I called into work and I called my doctor and I said, hey, I feel so sick. What's wrong with me? Oh, I actually take that back. I went to the hospital the first time. The first time I went to the hospital because of the pain and the vomiting and everything. So they just gave me some, they rehydrated me because I was so dehydrated from being sick. And then they also gave me something to calm my stomach down so I'd stop vomiting. And everything that I was, coming back up was carbs. It was all carbs. It was the rice I ate like 2-3 days earlier. It was the tortillas. It was all that, the carbs I had been eating. There was no veggies, no protein, nothing. It was all carbs. And believe me, I could tell what I ate. And it looked like I had just swallowed it, even though it had been in my stomach for like 2 days. It's crazy. And I told the doctor that, and the doctor's like, well, call your doctor. You probably don't want to be on this medicine. So I called the doctor, and she says, well, you probably want to go back down. It's really helping you. You said you've lost 5 pounds. And I was about 265 when I started, and I got down to 260. And I was like, okay, I'll try it out. So I went half the dosage, and it happened again, but not as severe. I mean, I was vomiting and on the toilet again, but it wasn't as bad pain-wise. I mean, horrible pain the first time. And so I was like, I'm done. That was the night I decided I am not taking medicine anymore. So this was in January, and in February, what I decided to do is I decided to go back on keto. I did keto in the past. It was successful. And I did keto for about a month, maybe a little month and a half. Successful. My blood sugars were just dropping. I'd wake up with a fasting blood sugar under 200, no matter what, without taking the medicine. And I was taking, at the beginning of that month and a half, I was taking my Synjardy still. I went from 2 pills to 1 pill. So at 1 pill, super controlled diabetes numbers. I was still over 150. But the rest of the day, I didn't have jumps or anything like that. I could eat a keto meal, and be fine. And then I got sick with whatever bug I got. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the cough. I don't know. I was down for a week, and I ended up losing about 15 pounds because I couldn't eat when I got sick. So I told myself, you know what? I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm not going to just jump back into eating like I was. I'm going to exercise daily and also eat, because at that point I wasn't exercising daily. I'd probably go in the backyard and sweat a little bit. But at that point I decided I'm going to start walking. So as I was getting better from being knocked down, I actually would walk around the block. I was so weak I could walk once around the cul-de-sac. I'm talking about maybe, I don't know, maybe 300-400 feet and be winded. But as I started getting better, I started going for longer walks. Next thing you know, I'm going for a mile. And my goal is to hit a mile every day at minimum. I'm talking about if I feel like crap, I'm walking a mile. And I started doing that from March all the way through, and then now we're into September 2020. I officially got off all medicine in April. So as soon as I got better, my blood sugars were fine. I lost 15 pounds. I was great. I'm not going to say that the doctor didn't believe me, but they put this patch on me, and it was I can't remember. It's a Freestyle Libre, and I have that app on my phone. And so she wanted to track me for 2 weeks to see what my blood sugars were. So they put it on me, and I started to find out what foods were affecting me, what weren't. I ate grapes within like the first week. I wanted to test out a fruit, so I ate grapes. Next thing you know, my blood sugar's at 180, and I'm just scared. I'm like, oh no, I ruined my whole process. I ruined my progress. I ruined it. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Well, thank God, my blood sugar in about 30 minutes went back down to 100, under 100, about 90 something. And it just showed me, okay, this is how my body's going to react to food now. And it gave me a lot of confidence. So after that whole trial, this is probably in June, July, she saw my numbers and she's like, you're great. You're not even diabetic anymore. I would consider you still pre-diabetic because of how your blood sugar reacts to certain items, but your blood sugar is between 190 and 110 all the time. I said, awesome. So at this point, I am no longer on medicine. I'm monitoring myself as needed. I would say my blood sugar at this point is on average 120 fasting. As soon as I eat something, it drops under 100. I do break keto every once in a while. I did this last week just because it's been so long since I've had any carbs. I had a pizza, had some beers, had some onion rings, had all that stuff. Checked my blood. The next day, 118. No medicine. You can do it. If I can do it, and I am a foodie, I am addicted to food, I am one of those people that eats when I'm sad and eats when I'm happy. If I can do it, you can do it. talk to your doctor, talk to your nutritionist, talk to whoever your professional is. I decided to talk to my endocrine specialist, and they led me in the right direction. It started off with medicine, and sometimes you need the help. You need that first couple steps to give you some motivation, but then you go from there. You don't just stay in that same spot. You get up and you go and you do what they tell you, and you start seeing improvement. I'm still on low carb. I try to do keto. To be honest, after months and months of keto, your body just wants carbs. And I know I try to do healthier carbs. When I'm very active, I do notice that if I eat like one slice of bread, maybe 20 to 30 carbs before bed, my blood sugar is 110 in the morning. It's actually a little bit lower than if I eat a keto meal. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I'm not trying to give you advice. I'm just saying that's what I've noticed. But that's only when I'm really active. So that's when I'm, walking 2 to 4 miles every day. That's when I'm actually jogging. My knees are keeping me from jogging. I know I'm in my early 30s, but my knees kill me. And I think, it's just baby steps from there. I'm down to 237 from 265, so almost 30 pounds. I've been able to keep the weight off. That's the biggest thing, is just keeping the weight off. I've been able to have some snacks with my son, snacks with my wife every once in a while, but in moderation. That's the other thing, moderation. I love drinking beer, but I can't drink every day. And I also have to do low carb beers. I don't drink craft beers every day like I'd like to. I'll have a Michelob Ultra or a what's that other brand I've been drinking a lot of? Miller High Life, yeah. That has the 3 carbs in it, and I'll have 2 of those and be good. So there's ways to still enjoy it. I don't drink every day, of course. Don't drink every day. I didn't mean it sound like I drink every day, but when you enjoy a beer, get the low carb stuff. You may, you may drink 3 or 4 of them to feel one craft beer, but your blood sugar is not going to be skyrocket in the morning. So there's a few diet things. I want to make some more videos later on. I want to do some cooking videos to show you how I ate. I barbecued a lot. I don't put barbecue sauce on everything. A lot of dry rubs, a lot of rubs without sugar. I also watched what time I ate. Pork rinds, chicharrones are my favorite snack because I like it. It's hard to find snacks. So if you find one you like, just stick to it. The other thing is I would also look into getting a support system, having some friends that are doing keto with you or low carb with you, and they'll keep you on track. They'll find recipes, share them. Eggplant lasagna is amazing. There's a lot of different things you can do to where you're going to feel like you're not missing out. And believe me, you're going to be hungry all the time. I'm hungry every day. I'm hungry all the time. It's just that self-discipline. You're really going to help yourself out. Please trust me with that. Like I said, if I can do it, you can do it. And I think that if you really put everything you got into it, you're going to be so happy with the results. Eventually, I may have to take medicine again, but I want to delay that as much as possible so I can live as long as I can for my son and for my wife. And I think that's what we had to have the mindset is not for us, because we tend to eat for us. I'm hungry. I want this. I'm sad. I want this. Well, if you start to have that self-discipline and say, you know what, I don't need to eat that. I can eat some of this instead of that, and just replace things. It's a lot easier. And you put it on yourself. You're the only one you could blame. Get positive influences around you. You're going to have people say, oh, one slice of cake's not going to kill you, but you can. And it's going to start deteriorating your body. I wish I could say I feel amazing. Do I feel like when I was in my young 20s? No, I don't. I don't. I mean, my vision's not great. My joints hurt. It is what it is, though. You got to just start rolling with the punches and get better. So I hope that I inspired you. Again, I'm not a doctor or anything. Please seek medical professionals. But that's my story. And I hope I can inspire at least one other person. And please drop a comment below. I'll try my best to share what I can. But like I said, always find a great support system and try your hardest, and don't give up. Thank you. If you like my video, please subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more stuff for you. I'm just an average guy What do I know? I'm not a YouTube star. So just please, if you can drop a comment below, I'll do my best to reply to it. And I just really want to have a support system for you. I'm gonna make other videos. I'll probably make you mad, I'll make you happy, whatever. But please subscribe and check me out on Instagram and Facebook. On Instagram, I'm R Mars Media, and Facebook, just look for R Mars Media. Thank you.